Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. The buzz in NFL circles right now is all about a potential blockbuster move that could shake up the NFC East and give the Washington Commanders a serious boost for the upcoming season. Rumors are swirling around the possibility of trading for Penei Sewell, the star offensive tackle from the Detroit Lions. Now I know what you're thinking. Is this really happening? Well, sources close to the situation suggest that the Lions, who are dealing with a tight salary cap situation, are considering trading Sewell. The idea is to recoup draft picks or develop younger offensive linemen, especially since Detroit is eyeing extensions for their key players and looking to balance their roster. It's a classic cap maneuver, but for Washington fans, it's more than just cap space. It's about upgrading the offensive line with a proven elite player. Let's dig into why Sewell could be a game-changer for the Commanders. Sewell, the Oregon product, has been an absolute beast since entering the league. He's already earned the All-Pro honors and has played over 78 games so far, showing durability and consistency. His PFF grade for 2025 is sitting at a stellar 91. 5 over 12 games with only 3 sacks allowed, and he boasts a run-block win rate of 82%. That's elite production, especially for a young tackle. The stats speak volumes. Over 200 snaps in his career, just 12 penalties, and an EPA per run that's over +1. For a team like Washington, which has struggled at times to protect its quarterback and establish a solid run game, Sewell would be a huge upgrade. Looking at the 2025 season specifically, Sewell hasn't been impacted by injuries, missing only 3 games due to a knee issue in Week 5. The most impressive part. In Week 2, he didn't allow a single pressure. That level of dominance is what makes him comparable to players like Tristan Wirfs, who's considered one of the best in the league. Sewell's performance puts him in that elite tier, an offensive tackle capable of transforming an offensive line from average to top tier. When you compare him to someone like Rashawn Slater, who was involved in that boost trade in 2025 that added over 180 rushing yards, Sewell is right on that level. He's a true game wrecker in the trenches. Now, let's take a quick look at the Lions' situation. With a record of 9-5 and roughly $18 million in cap space, Detroit is in a tricky spot. They need to find a balance. Either extend Sewell and pay him top dollar or consider trading him if they believe they can rebuild or retool with draft picks and younger talent. The problem is, Sewell costs around $28 million annually, which isn't cheap. The Lions are also allowing 22 sacks this season, which indicates their offensive line needs some attention. Trading Sewell could be a way to free up cap space and address other needs, but it's a move with risks because he's a foundational piece. So what's in it for the Commanders? Well, if Washington manages to land Sewell, it's a massive upgrade for their offensive line. Currently, the O-line grades at around 60, one according to PFF, and they've allowed 24 sacks on quarterback Sam Howell. Sewell's presence would immediately improve protection, reducing sacks by approximately 25%. That's a huge deal in today's NFL, where pressure on the QB can make or break a game. With Sewell anchoring the right tackle spot, the Commanders could see their pass protection become much more reliable, allowing Howell more time to operate and opening up the run game. And let's not forget, the run game has been a bit inconsistent this year, but with Sewell providing better run-blocking efficiency, up by about 20%, Washington could start to control the clock more effectively. Adding Sewell isn't just about improving the current roster. It's about setting a foundation for the future, with a talented running back like Brian Robinson Jr., who's already gained over 250 rushing yards this season. Having Sewell protecting Howell and clearing paths for Robinson could turn the Commanders' offense into one of the most balanced in the league. It's reminiscent of the kind of offensive line improvements we saw with the 49ers in 2022, where a dominant O-line elevated their entire attack, leading to a playoff run and a deep postseason push. The potential here is enormous. Sewell's presence could be the catalyst that pushes Washington from an average team to a true playoff contender with Super Bowl aspirations. And speaking of the playoffs, the betting odds tell an interesting story. Currently, the Commanders are sitting with plus 12, 0 odds to win Super Bowl LXI, but with Sewell in the fold, those odds could tighten significantly. A line anchored by Sewell's elite pass protection and run-blocking skills could boost the offensive line from a middle-of-the-pack unit to one of the league's best. That kind of upgrade can be the difference-maker in close games, especially in the playoffs, where every possession counts. Remember the impact of the 49ers offensive line in 2022. They boosted their Super Bowl odds from plus 9, 0 to plus 3, 500 after making key additions, and Sewell could have a similar effect on Washington's championship pursuit. Now, let's talk about what this move would really mean for the Commanders' identity. It's about dominance in the trenches, controlling the line of scrimmage, and establishing a physical, punishing style of football that can wear down opponents over time. Sewell, with his proven track record and elite skill set, would be the cornerstone of that new identity. It's a move that signals the team's serious about competing at the highest level and isn't afraid to make bold decisions to get there. It's also a message to the rest of the NFC East and the league. Washington is ready to reclaim its dominance, and Sewell could be the missing piece to turn that vision into reality. Of course, trading for Sewell won't be simple. The Lions' cap situation and their desire to rebuild or retool could make him available, but the price tag will be high. Draft picks, perhaps a young offensive tackle or other assets could be involved. It's a calculated risk, but one that could pay off big time if it helps the Commanders build a top 5 offensive line for years to come. The coaching staff and front office will need to be strategic, but if they pull it off, the ripple effects across the roster and the division could be enormous. In conclusion, this potential trade for Penei Sewell isn't just about adding a talented player. It's about transforming the entire offensive philosophy of the Commanders. It's about setting a tone for the future, building around young stars like Howell, Robinson, and Sewell himself. If they can pull it off, it's not just a win for the present, but a statement of intent that Washington is back in the conversation among NFL elites. The NFC East has been a hotbed of talent and fierce competition, but acquiring Sewell could tilt the scales in Washington's favor, making them a formidable force in the years to come. The road to Super Bowl glory is never easy, but with a move like this, the Commanders could be taking a giant leap forward. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Commanders fans? Is this the move that can finally take Washington over the top? Do you believe Sewell is the missing piece for that offensive line that's been holding the team back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. This is the kind of bold move that could define a franchise's future, and I know you're just as excited as I am to see what happens next. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and detailed analysis, so stay tuned and keep the faith. The Commanders are on the rise, and with a little bit of luck and a lot of smart moves, we might just be talking about a deep playoff run and a shot at glory very soon. Let's go, Washington.